Chapter 6, Home and Office Switch Installation. This chapter will discuss the situations where a switch, rather than a smart thermostat, should be installed. Before you perform your first appointment, it is highly recommended that you review the installation manuals for the switches to familiarize yourself with the equipment. Remember, if you have a question or run into a situation where you are unsure how to proceed, contact your supervisor for assistance. As discussed in Chapter 3, not all customers or locations are appropriate for the installation of a smart thermostat or switch. There are additional situations where it may not be appropriate for the customer's location to receive a smart thermostat, but the location could receive a switch. Here are a few possible scenarios where it would be appropriate to install a switch rather than the smart thermostat. Customer prefers to keep existing thermostat. Carrier Infinity systems. Linux Harmony systems. Zone control systems. Advanced high-efficiency air conditioning systems with communicating thermostats. If any of these scenarios occur, speak with the customer to explain why you are unable to install the smart thermostat. Explain that they can still participate in demand response load control by allowing you to install a switch on the outside of their house adjacent to their central air conditioning unit. You must receive their permission before installing the switch. This program has two types of switches available for installation: the LCR 5200 and LCR 5000. Both switches perform the same function of cycling power to the central air conditioner during demand response load control events. You will use the LCR 5200 for a majority, if not all, of your installations. While the LCR 5000 can be installed for air conditioner cycling control, it can also be used for other programs, which include special applications. Installation for the LCR 5000 is covered in your student manual. Let's take a look at the installation steps for the LCR 5200 for conventional systems. These steps are referenced in your student manual. You will need to turn off the line voltage to the air conditioner at the disconnect or breaker using appropriate lockout-tagout procedures. Only approved lockout-tagout devices are to be employed, and testing for voltage will be performed using the non-contact voltage detector. If the equipment cannot be properly locked out, turn down the installation and notify the customer and your supervisor. You will also need to inspect the area around the central air conditioner to ensure that proper switch mounting can be performed. The LCR 5200 has a molded electrical connector on the bottom, which accepts half-inch electrical trade size seal type, flexible conduit. The LCR 5200 comes with predetermined wire length extending from the switch. This wire length is cut to size in the field. Identify a flat and non-vibrating surface to mount the switch. This is typically on the side of the customer's building, in close proximity to the outside disconnect switch. You will need to ensure that the mount location will allow the switch case door to be opened at least 90 degrees. For optimal signal reception, try to mount the switch 4 feet or higher above the ground and away from metal surfaces. The switch has two pre-drilled mounting tabs to use for mounting the switch to the selected surface. The distance between the mounting tabs is 8 1/4 inches center to center, and the diameter of these holes is 0.3125 inches. The switch has a label which indicates which direction is up. Mount the switch with this label up to ensure a rain-tight rating. If you are installing the switch on an irregular surface, do not tighten the screws, as this may cause the mounting tabs to break, which can defeat the rain-tight seal. Wire the switch according to the diagram located on the switch. A copy of this diagram is also in your student manual. Install the wiring within a half-inch liquid-tight, non-metallic, flexible conduit, or make sure the wiring is close-nippled into an approved junctions box or wiring compartment. Apply electrical power to the switch. If desired, perform a load control test. This process is described later. Record the switch address and other necessary information. Be sure to attach the barcode serial number label to the work order. Close the switch door, secure the latch, and install a utility seal. To perform a load control test, first push and hold the test button while applying power to the switch to cancel any current control or cold load pickup and bypass the power stability detection. Now, push and release the test button to immediately control the relay for a configurable amount of time. Push the test button multiple times to increment the control time by the configurable period of time. For example, if the configurable amount of time is set to 30 seconds, push the test button 6 times to control for 3 minutes. After you have installed and tested the switch, the LEDs provide an indicator of paging coverage. If none of the LEDs are on, it means that the switch is not receiving any paging and most likely indicates that it is out of range of paging coverage. Refer to your supervisor on the next steps to take. If there is a green LED that is continuously blinking on for about 2 seconds and off for 2 seconds, it is an indication that the switch is hearing paging on the appropriate frequency and indicates that the unit has paging coverage. If the green LED is on continuously, it means the switch has received a paging command. After you have completed installation of either switch, be sure to clean up any waste, such as cut wires or knockouts, generated during the installation process. You have completed Chapter 6. Please complete the chapter quiz located in your student manual. This training video will pause until you select Continue, and then we will review the quiz.